Hello everyone and welcome back to another weekly altered video. Hope you've been well, and today we're rolling it back. So at some point in the last however many weeks, Helping Hand got unrestricted or suspended. I don't remember what their nomenclature is. But we're bringing back old mate Afanas and Senka. He was hit really hard by Helping Hand going away, while at the time he also got nerfed so that his one-drop spells now have fleeting. So we'll bring it back in, see if it's still good. Obviously no loops, so that's not available to us anymore, but extra value, just being a little bit more discerning in regards to the time that we play Helping Hand. Obviously, any one of our uniques plus that card was a way to basically just loop through. Red got stronger and stronger. I believe there's an instance of that happening on the channel if you go back through the old Afanas and Senka deck videos. If someone's interested, I'm going to go try and find the moment, but definitely happened off camera a lot. But we're trying out old mate post nerf. Still trying out a few funny cards. I think the last time we played it, we had little scribbling starfishes and pastry chefs in there. We've gone up on the field reinforcements as well if we ever find ourselves behind or finding that on a turn one. It can be pretty zesty, drawing a card, putting 2 power on there. So we're in on those ones. But for the new cards, we're trying a Lilo. So we played that in our Moyo and Silk lists. A little bit of math involved with this one, but we're playing him at the common rarity. So for 5 mana, you get a 2/2/2 Gigantic. That also counts as a spell. So if you were playing him in Moyo and Silk, he would trigger the hero ability. So you, in addition to the 2/2/2 on both sides that you got an extra 2 on one of those sides. So for your 5 mana, you're getting roughly 6 power worth of stats, which is a good rate. We like that. With Afanas and Senka though, it gives you a target for his ability no matter what. So you cast him, Afanas will trigger, puts an extra boost on him. So you still get your 6 powers worth of stats for 5 mana, just spread out a little bit differently. Instead of a 4-2 split, it's just a flat 3 and 3. The reason I'm excited to try him in this list, though, is because we are running 2 Sapid Fusions and those aforementioned Helping Hands. So for 6 mana, you get a Lilo out, becomes a 3 power creature, Helping Hand comes out. It's 5 on each side, 10 power for 6 mana is pretty good on what, turn 4? Sap Infusion as well also goes nuts. So I'm really excited to try and play that one out. I think Afanas is a better shell for this guy than he was for Moyo and Silk, as hard up as you are for creatures there. The other ones, we're running 2 Ysmir Signets. So modal spell, just bounces a small creature. Obviously a lot of tokens running around, so we like that. Buddha tokens, woolly backs, trying to think of any other ones. But yeah, just small creatures in general, small ball style. This one fades it, but sabotage, draw a card, also take options, but to accommodate that, we've got down 1 Tooth Fairy, but this also puts power on the board if you've got a creature out. And finally, Red is back. So I'm not sure if we took him out previously, but it's in some of the early videos as well. So Seasoned plus your Helping Hands was a really good way to just keep looping it. So for 3 mana, you just got a creature that kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then you could devote your resources to winning the other side, because Red sort of took care of herself. Obviously, the the game is a little bit more hostile these days. A lot more answers running around, a lot more ways to sabotage as well, and also got nerfed because we can't just loop the helping hand, but we can do the same with the sap infusion. So yeah, control list a little bit. We've got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 removal spells of different iterations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 draw spells, 5 boosts. Beauty Sleep is a one of, just as a, in case we need it. Blanks the hunger for a turn, that type of thing. But yeah, we're going to get into it. It's nice to be back. Missed this guy. Couldn't really justify it while I was trying to play a bunch of other stuff. But I do have an Axiom list that I'm waiting for Payday to put together. So just need a bunch of cards from Skybound Odyssey that we want to test out in a brown list. So yeah, look up for that one. But because Payday is later this week, you get this one today. Hope you enjoy it. Alright, we're in game 1 with our updated Afanas and Senka deck. Hoping that Helping Hand helps the deck. Playing first against a Kojo and Buddha. Let's see how we do. Alright. We actually have Helping Hand Mage Dancer, which is the primary interaction here. That is a lot of cards that we kind of want to keep. Moth to a Flame presents the most stats on turn 1, which is where we might be able to get away with that. So it might be Baba Yaga Magical Training that we want to get rid of. Although they do draw cards, which we also like doing. Alright, bit of a risky keep. We're going to play the Baba Yaga turn 1 though. And just look to drop that. Off you go is going to be good. Always going to have a target with their Buddha token. So we'll take that. If they have a way to block us in advance, not going to be super happy, but that works. Both advancing not bad. Our opponent's even done us the courtesy of advancing on the same side as us. So field reinforcements is live. Beauty Sleep and Tooth Fairy. Alright, we have ways to recoup cards with the Mage Dancer if we can get our ideal hand played out the way we want to. We shall take that. Alright. Right, Ratatotska stops us. So we'll throw out the Off You Go as a way to keep things even. Alright, that's good. We've got a target to return back to hand if we get one of our uniques, but that's pretty slow as a line. I assume our opponent will get rid of the common Wukong. Feel a little bit silly getting rid of the Tooth Fairy here, but that's fine. So our opponent just got rid of the rare Wukong instead. Alright, we'll have 5 mana, which means Moth to a Flame, Beauty Sleep doesn't really help us. going to look to get one of the mage dancers into play here. See what our opponent wants to do with their mana. Ratatotska's pretty zesty for them. 3 boosts, 4 power for 3 mana. Oh, okay. Now, do we play out slow as a way to get more mana out? I guess we'll just drop the Mage Dancer here so we've got access to it as a 1-drop next turn. We'll keep one of them around for Helping Hand. But if our opponent's going to give us a gift, I guess we'll take it. Okay, Izmir's Signet actually hits Ratatotska here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Guess we're going to get rid of the Moth to a Flame there and keep this around as a flexible option. One, two, three, 4. So we could red here and Helping Hand it. But I think we'll just use this. We've been holding on to it for a while. Gains a boost from itself. 1 boost from another. And we wouldn't be able to get all the boosts on our red that we need, because we can only get 1 more onto it. But it's quite appealing to actually get rid of their Buddha token and block them on that side. So I guess we'll do that. Don't get the extra boost, so maybe we should have played the Helping Hand after the Mage Dancer there. Would have been an extra card for us and an extra advancement, so foolish from me. That's alright. You know, played this deck enough that we should probably have been able to recognise that, but that's alright. We'll deal with it. Alright, Field Reinforcements looks cheeks here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The fact that they have different rarities in there does concern me a little bit. This is an interesting choice. I'm going to assume that our opponent's pretty new. Do we want to draw a card or put the Izmir Signet back in our hand? I actually think the Signet's going to be better than whatever cards it is that we can get. She's seasoned, so it's extra stats for next time. Just pass the turn here. A couple mana left over, but that's fine. Signet will be good. They'll have 2 cards in reserve at the end of the day. So even if they play the one, we can get rid of the other. Assuming they're going to want to play Shenlong out, but they don't have enough for Eat Me Energy bars, but they've also only shown us Beyond the Gates cards. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. So Banishing Gate is my Signet red. It's probably enough to get us over the line. We'll sabotage the Ratatotska. And then red plus Sap Infusion or Banishing Gate should be enough. Nothing to boost. Took our opportunity. Arguably, it would have been better to let them play out the Ratatotska and then bin it with the Izmir Signet. They wouldn't have this mana to use. So a bit of a bleed there, but that's fine. I don't think it's going to matter. Alright. Still looking to Banishing Gate here, just get rid of the Atlas. Although it doesn't actually matter, anything we play will let us advance. Were this a best of 3, I think you'd be incentivized to play something from reserve to hide information. And just do a big old swing there. Alright. Pretty clean. I'm going to check our opponent's rating here. I think they may actually just be on the starter deck. But there you go. Deck works. Oh, there you go. +1 for them. Alright, love that for them. Welcome to Altered. I'm sorry. I feel bad. On to game 2. And we're in game number 2 with the Afanas and Senka. It's good to be back. Loved this guy for a while. Another Bravos matchup. So, a lot of similar things here. Field Reinforcement Studious Disciple looks good here, but if we want to keep our red, it means we're going to have to get rid of both our Sap Infusions and the Pastry Chef. I think Chef is an auto remove there. I like the Field Reinforcements turn 1, but the Sap Infusion pretty much every turn after that. We're playing first as well, which is a bit rough. Do we do it like that? No. We need to keep the disciple. It's basically between these two. Weaker turn 1 for better turn 2. What are we thinking? Oh, that's a tough choice. It's alright. Field reinforcements. We shall drop the disciples first. Ah. Alright, I think we were rewarded for our choice there. Our opponent's choosing to take it slow. Putting pressure on both expeditions is good for us. Pass first. Foundry's cool tech. We do have a way to answer it, but I don't know if that's where we're going to point the banishing gate. Okay, so same card we kept turn 1 over the sap infusion, but a largely different board state here. Alright, looking a bit low on creatures, but we'll get rid of the Tooth Fairy. Those two are probably going to make me sad at some point. Interesting that our opponent didn't activate the ability there. I think we'll drop red on this side. Try and get them to challenge there. For 2. Expeditions are not behind, but we'll make the Ordis recruit on the hero side. And then boost the red so it blocks them. If they don't have a 1-drop in hand, we take a 2 for 1, which we like. If we'd had the mana, we might have thought about playing the Disciple to block them off. We're really looking for answers here. Helping Hand's going to be sweet with the red. Oh, we got one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, looking pretty zesty here. They are going to be able to ramp a pretty crazy amount. And I'm going to assume that Duel of Grit is their removal of choice, which means if they play the Djinn, we're just going to off you go that first. If not, we'll Helping Hand. Oh, I got something from hand. So Wukong. Glad we got the answer to that in hand. Get rid of that guy, drop boost ourselves. Happy days. Okay, they've got their little guy going. Straight up, past first every turn. Yeah, you ramp, mate, it's cool. I think we're okay with it. So we have a pretty efficient number of stats to come out of the board. If they have sabotage, we'll deal with it. And we're going to get rid of the Baba Yaga here as a way to use all of our mana effectively. Sol and Halua really punishes small ball style where you're looking to play a lot of cards. Tiny Jin gains the boost. Showing a lot of stats, but we've still got that off you go. No more recursion with red. Alright, to be expected. We're okay with that. Three. Huh, interesting. Do they have 3 mana or 4 here? So it should be... should have had 7. Used 1, used 2, so they've got 4 left. So they can play one of their cards out. I think if they had sabotage, they would have played it when our red was in the field. So we'll use that one. And keep the disciple in reserve. I think we most likely will have gotten away with it. And we'll bin that one. They knew about that answer, so I guess they're more interested in keeping the Jin around. Advance each isn't too bad here. Alright, we have to remember that the Halua token always comes out on the companion side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't actually get anything out of adding an extra mana in here. So I think we're just going to rest on our laurels here a little bit. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be tired if they played the Smouldering Gin. But they're going to get the token. So we will drop Old Mate on this side. We should have told you what stats the Halua had. I always forget that. That's interesting. If we play out the Disciple, they pass and actually advance here. So by passing first, we stop them making their token, keep it off from being gigantic for a turn. They want to draw the extra card. Good on them. Happy with that. One, two, three, four. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We need to get rid of something here. I think it's fine to get rid of the Disciple. Alright, it's a close one, at the very least. So we can use all of our mana by off you going here. Puts 5 power on this side if they want to play something out. We've committed to that now because we can't actually play the Baba Yaga. But it also gets all of the boosts that we need on the Mage Dancer to draw a card, so if they do find a way to get something there. Alright, Halua is a 2/2/2. Never forget it. Alright, and there you go. Looking clean. On to the next one. 2-0 against Red. And we're back. Game 3 with Spelunky. Thank you for watching this far. Hopefully it's a good one. If we get another Bravos hero, I'm crashing out. Ooh, that's close. Oh, I don't trust it. Alright. Alrighty, what are we doing here? What does our turn 1 look like? Baba Yaga into Disciple Sap Infusion. Off you go, looks zesty as well. Can we trust it? Alright, we're going to have to get rid of one of these. I actually think based on our hand... Maybe it's that. Baba Yaga turn 1, then disciples, off you go, whatever they play to contest against. Our little guy here, put it back in hand might be cool. Or we just turn him into a fatty. That's probably a better idea. Alright, bang. Doesn't matter which side you play. Turn 1. What you got for me, Queen? Ooh, we're doing this. Tough choice. Oh, and they discard the Keylon Elemental. Bold. Damn, how good would I feel have been here? It's alright, we got outs to it. Red's good, no helping hand, disappointing. Moth plus Disciple's an option here. If we think they're going to play a 4-drop. Never thought about how good that would be with her. Gonna have to think about that. We've got a brown deck coming up, so that's an option. We are rife with 2 drops here. Sap Infusion's good, Disciple's good, Red's good. I think it's Moth. We're just got to figure out what it is that we want to play. I think it's going to be Red. The fact that they're playing first means that they won't have a chance to sabotage her before I get to play her tomorrow. That's going to be a good amount of stats. She'll put Sap Infusion back into our hand, and she'll be a 5/5/4. I do like that. We ain't mad about that. Stick to our plan. She's going to be huge. We like that. Welcome back. We'll pick the only legal target for her ability, being a spell not ideal. We're going to get rid of Alilo there. A bit too early for him. As good as he is with the Sap Infusion. Oh, we have the Stinky art too. I didn't even notice that, because we haven't played him yet. I don't know. We'll see. This deck's sort of just been coherent without all of the cards that we've been testing. So, like a Lilo Pastry Chef. I don't even think we've resolved the Banishing Gate either, so we could look at cutting those to replace them with something that is more reasonable. What you got for me? Yeah, good choice. Is it Target Expedition? Dangerous. We will open her up to removal. We're actually okay with that. Gives us 3 mana to contest on this side as well. I think we'll just drop. So they're representing Foundry Armorer and Keylon Elemental. So I think what we'll do is, no matter what they do, we'll play the Disciple out on this side. So what would that be? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Solid choice. We'll drop a Disciple on this side and see what they want to do with their remaining 2 mana. Is it a Keylon Elemental? And they're just done. So I think we just play out the Baba Yaga here, because if we were to play out Off You Go or Sap Infusion, we'll end up with 3 cards in reserve. We'll block them off as well. Would have been nice to have red there, but we're okay with that. Because I think, yeah, going 1 for none here is worse than going 1 for 1. We don't mind being in green. Alright, this is good. Gives us access to the cost reduction here at noon resupply. So we're going to have targets for our sabotage no matter what. I think we're going to keep the creature around for a bit. So they want to keep Keylon Burst here. And do we have a way to compete here? Okay, so if we play out the Disciple and Sap Infusion it, we block on that side. I believe we're looking for our 1 copy of Banishing Gate here now. That will advance us. And I actually think we're just okay with this. So Disciple will return a card from reserve to our hand, and if we play out anything else, we're actually going to have to discard something anyway, so we're okay giving our opponent a Brass Bug here. Can't put him back. I like the Disciple, so I think we'll just keep the infusion around. Get to play first. We do get to see brown now on the hero side, which we like for our Disciple. Beauty Sleep seems zesty, but is it more zesty than Off You Go when they're going to be making a lot of robots? I highly doubt that. Alright, we've got a lot we can do this turn. I think we'll start with a Tooth Fairy. Getting rid of the Armourer, because it represents a lot of stats. Ooh. If they have another Brass Bug Hive in hand, it's going to look a little bit rough for us. I think we're going to Off You Go the Bug. We'll put their hand under pressure to present creatures. Actually buff our Tooth Fairy as well and see what they want to do. Our Studious Disciple has turned into a ghost. Hope we can still select him. I think they're thinking about dropping a second hive. Reasonable from our opponent. And we'll see what they have left for us. 2 mana, they can use the Mechanic to still play a 3-drop and make a Brass Bug. Which if they drop on the companion side, we won't be able to contest. Thankfully, we can still select Ghost Boy. I think they'll just drop the Mechanic up over on the companion side, and if they don't, I think they're telegraphing having another hive. It does it as well. Nothing really big to work towards with the Disciple. I think having played Moyo and Silk a lot recently, it's probably what inspired me to actually play through this again. Is Off You Go going to be better than Tooth Fairy? I think it is. Alright, no Brass Bug Hive from our opponent then. They've got other things in mind. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're in one of these awkward spots where we have to get rid of something in order to play everything out, but everything we want to play starts to get weird. Alright, they're going to be able to see a lot of cards. Field Reinforcements might be good, even though we are behind. Mage Dancer plus Sap Infusion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we're doing it. and make their bug. Alright, put the fear of God in them. They have to know that we're going to contest here. Drop a Mage Dancer, and then they actually know both of our cards in hand, if they're taking notes. They might not be. I'm going to take the opportunity to drop the Studious Disciple here, because we can actually still just play everything out. Get perfect information on what it is that our opponents want to do. 2 landmarks. Send him to reserve. Put a single boost on the Mage Dancer. And then we'll boost our Disciple. There you go, that actually covered for everything. We got all the boosts on that, got a return from the Disciple as well, but we made it. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how that worked. Let's go. Doesn't matter. Hit him with a GG. Move on to the last thing that we normally do, which is, I've forgotten the word for it, the debrief. Alright, see you there. Surprise! It's a bonus game! I had time, I dropped in. We'll play another one. The only reason... Oh my god, another Axiom hero. We really only played 2 factions today. But the reason I wanted to play it is because I wanted a chance to play some of the cards that we were looking at. Bang, bang. Got Trips on the Moth to a Flame. Bang, bang, all of those. Banishing Gate. And this hand looks good. We'll start with a Moth. We'll go Mage Dancer, something else. Maybe Mage Dancer Moth. If we have a way to trigger the Mage Dancer twice, we might even be able to get an extra bit of zest out of it. Make a token. If they have a third one, drop in hand. Oh, they did. Alright, doesn't matter though. We're up 1. I really want to try and use this game as a chance to play a Lilo's and Pastry Chefs. Full disclosure, I did test out this deck a little bit earlier, so I've got some ideas anyway on how those cards run, but I wanted to show them off for you anyway. Truly unfortunate stuff. But yeah, because we didn't get to play any of them, you get another game. Alright, this Aerolift Reef I'm a little bit worried about. Alright, we get to see exactly what our opponent wants to do. Is this just the nuts? Alright, I think we'll take it, and if they want an aerolith reef instead of foundry armorer here, I think we're okay with that. Because we get to do this. Had it in hand. You played yourself. Alright, that's probably too many sap infusions. I think we're going to see the armored jammer here first. We're okay with that. Play out the Tooth Fairy. Get rid of the Keylon cylinder. I believe we've spoken about it before. But one of the disadvantages of Sebastian Marmo is that your opponent gets to play with a lot more information. Same with Fen and Crowbar. Putting stuff into reserve, it is good. It's inherent card advantage, paying 1 mana for 2 stats as well. Really good, but we knew that if we got rid of the Keylon cylinder there, that they couldn't actually do anything. Alright, and we're back online again. Helping Hand would be good. I like red, but I also like the Mage Dancer. Do we just take a turn off mana? I don't think so. This might actually be a situation where getting rid of red is the go. Or is it the Helping Hand? I think it's one of these two. Do we like what's off the top of our deck better, or what's in our hand? Because red only has the target of Sap Infusion. But Helping Hand keeps her around for another turn. Although, with the Sabotage, I think it's actually red, because they're threatening to get rid of something out of our reserve if they play another permanent here. And as such, we sort of protect against that by drawing stuff off the top of our deck. Because obviously red is better if we Helping Hand her. Could be another Aerolith Reef. That would sort of mess us up, wouldn't it? I think that's actually fine. Because, yeah, we can do it to them again if they have the Aerolith Reef specifically. didn't. They had a hooked. Try and put a guy over there, but surely it's not possible from here. Ooh, mechanical training. Didn't think of that. That was scary. Hey, pastry chef. He showed up. Alright. Are we jamming that guy early? One, two, three, four, five, six. Alright, we got options here. That hooked's a bit rough. We're okay. Nothing we can do about that now. I'm going to drop the mage dancer here. And I think we'll just straight up helping hand the mage dancer. Secure ourselves the card draw. Put a counter on sap infusion as well, which we don't mind. Okay, no draw for us. Big old turn from them. I think we'll just pass. We could have locked up drawing an extra card with the pastry chef next turn if we'd helping handed. But we actually sort of just delay that as an option. How is this? I did say I was going to do it. No chance to get our card here. Okay, so the only card that they can't actually show us is... Okay, so they've got the Opera House to look at a card, they've got Hooked to look at a card. So I think our best option here is to drop the chef and see what they want to do. It's likely going to be Opera House Hooked. The depot draws them a card. Yeah, they looked at a lot of cards this game. Just drop that fella and see what they want to do. If it were me, I'd look at playing the depot and then the hooked. Boost the chef. And here's a choice, actually, because we're going to have the two chefs, unless they sabotage first thing next day. If we draw a spell, Like a magical training would be real zesty here. We've only got one left in the deck. So I think since we're drawing thin, we should probably just lock up that. Do they have something in? Yeah, they do. Gives it a boost. That's alright. We're taking a 1 for 2 here. They're going to have to get rid of something, presumably the reef. That's alright. It would have been interesting to see what we get off the top here. Because they obviously get first dig at it if we got a beauty sleep. But since we're drawing thin, a Lilo as well. Interesting. Sorry, mate. We're all in on these pastry chefs here. I don't do too much. We're okay with that. You see, one extra card off the depot, one extra card off the opera house. That's a cheeky bugger. Gonna get rid of the pastry chef. Okay. In hindsight, it would have been better to split our boosts, I guess. Reasonable. Well, off you go the bug. See what they want to do with their remaining 2 mana. They need a XX3 to stop us from winning the game right here. Hit him with a GG. Bonus game over. Alright, so we know we're really good against Bravos and Axiom. We'll pass there. This deck's cool though. I really liked the Opera House, actually. Kind of cool. I'm going to assume it's mostly hits for him. Alright, on to the debrief for real this time. See you there. And there you have it. Video done with Afanas and Senka. Still got it. A 4-0 record. Stop the count. He's clearly the GOAT. Just kidding. But yeah, a good showing for this deck into specifically Bravos and Axiom matchups. Obviously there's the other 4 factions that we hadn't thought about or paired into today. So more testing to be done. But yeah, the deck works. Helping Hand, I really like having that one back. Feels really good even if you only get the one trigger out of it now. It's nice to be back with these 3 uniques. This feels like home. Yeah, had a lot of options. Really cut it fine at points with the number of cards that we were drawing. So definitely a different angle to the Moyo and Silk list that we've got going, or Akesha and Taru. But I suppose we'll just go through some of the cards that we were looking at. So I actually liked the Izmir Signet here, because we're bouncing cards so heavily with our 3 uniques, getting extra triggers out of that for less than the 4 mana isn't actually that hard. I don't know if I'm willing to go down on more Tooth Fairies to get a third one in there, because having the creatures around, we're already playing pretty thin with that. 17 plus the 3 from Moth to a Flame, plus the 3 from Field Reinforcements, I suppose, but just over half our cards actually make creatures, so it's important to keep those in there. Pastry Chef, we gave that one the nod over Scribbling Starfish, which we're thinking about, purely because it sort of bridges the gap. A better card in the later stages of the game when you're not so concerned about the mana, and obviously having the seasoned on there is a pretty big deal if you can boost it on the turn out. It's going to be better. It's just going to be harder to play early. So Starfish is a card that I would be thinking about swapping that one out for. Really lean into that small ball style with the creatures that you're playing. But I think Pastry Chef versus Starfish is a choice there. I liked going up to the 3 Field Reinforcements. Having those around, just being able to drop 2 worth of power for your 2 mana at any point, even if you don't get the extra card draw, or being able to draw a card when you want it. It's good. And we didn't get to play a Beauty Sleep. Didn't match up into anything that wanted us to play it, but that one would have been good. I really like the idea of sleeping a Mage Dancer if you're far enough ahead to be able to draw extra cards. So, obviously that one's pretty well known, but just didn't get to showcase it today. Didn't have the opportunity. Had better things to do with our mana whenever it did show up. And Alilo, my baby, didn't get a chance to play that one. Big sad. I will give you a little bit of context here. Just in the lead up to showcasing this deck, I did run it through a few times. Played a bit of a wider variety of decks than we showed off today, so I think got at least one each in of Muna, Lyra, Ortis, and Izmir matchups. And there were certain matchups where Alilo just ended up taking over. One particular highlight was one where my opponent was able to sleep it several turns in a row, and he ended up getting to 7 or 8 power. Just off the back of that, before we got over the line and won the game, because they couldn't sleep him ad nauseum anymore. But I think it was like 3 turns in a row. It was pretty cool. I enjoyed that. I think Alilo's good here. Just didn't get a chance to show it off. Everything else is pretty standard. Banishing Gates didn't feel fantastic. So they could potentially be swapped out for something else as well. I think just 4 mana, but in order to maximize the value you get off it, having to play another creature is a little bit rough. So maybe you keep them around, you get the Starfish in there as well, so you've got something else to hit with that boost. But I think they're necessary to keep in, even if they didn't show up when we needed them today. But something like those Brassbug Hives, or Catagears, big permanents that you want to get rid of, that's really your only answer. Something like the Hunger as well, or just the bigger creatures that people want to play. Just having 2 of them in there will just help insulate you against that. So jury's out on some of the cards, mostly Banishing Gate, Pastry Chef, Alilo. They don't really fit the plan of the rest of the deck in order to, basically drop a creature, spell sling, find a way to surgically fit your, get a 2 for 0 to get into the lead. This deck obviously wants to play from ahead, so cards early are important, cards late are a bit hard to come by. And in my testing, I definitely got run over a couple of times just by, you know, things being big and being hard to deal with. But yeah, none of that matters today because the video that I'm showing you didn't lead to us losing a game. 4-0, you know, this one's fun. It's definitely one of the first decks that I picked up when I started playing, so feels comfy, but there's still work to do. I'm a little bit rusty, I think, especially in that first game. There are a couple of things we could have optimized a little bit better just to push on. But I hope you enjoyed it. You know, the ratings on our opponents were a little bit sketch at times as well, so, you know, all of this information is suspect until we start playing against players with better decks, but I don't think you can blame me for that. You know, we just get paired into who we get paired into. So, yeah. Enjoyed that one. That was fun. Smashed it out in a night, which is rare for me. But yeah, we're going to go on to the next one. Hopefully by next week, you will see a brown list out of us. Spoiler warning. Alright. Talk to you soon. We'll be out of here. Love your work.